Thursday, the 9th of July, 1942. The hiding place is in Father's office building. On the bottom floor is the warehouse, and next to it an entrance to the office, which is upstairs. There are two offices, a front one which is big and light, and a small dark one at the back. Not many people work in Father's offices. Just Mr. Kugler, Mr. Clayman, Miep, and a 23-year-old typist called Bep Voskuil. Mr. Voskuil, Bep's father, works in the warehouse with two helpers who don't know anything about us. From Mr. Kugler's office at the back, you go up another 4 stairs and you come to the private office, which is very fine and has good furniture. Up on the 3rd floor is our secret annex. There are some attics for storage on the left, and on the right is the door to our hiding place. It's surprising that there are so many rooms behind that small grey door. Margot and I share a small room, and Mother and Father's bedroom is also our sitting room. Up the stairs again is a big light room, which will be the kitchen, and Mr. and Mrs. Van Daan's bedroom. There is a very small room for Peter, their son, and another attic. So that's our lovely annex. Friday, the 10th of July, 1942. Let me continue the story. When we arrived at the warehouse, the annex was full of all the boxes that we had stored at the office for the last few months. No one could possibly sleep there unless we cleared it up. But Mother and Margot were really suffering, and they were too tired and unhappy to help. They just lay down on their beds, so Father and I did it all. We worked all day until we were so tired that we fell into bed too. There was no hot meal, but we didn't care. We worked all the next day too, which was Tuesday. Bep and Miep took our ration books to buy food. It was only on Wednesday that I had time to think about the enormous change in my life. Now I've got a moment to tell you all about it, to realize what has happened and what is still to happen. Saturday, the 11th of July, 1942. The others can't get used to the big clock outside, which tells the time every quarter of an hour. But I like it, especially at night. I don't feel at home here yet. I don't hate it, though. It is like a holiday in a strange little hotel. My bedroom was very empty when I arrived, but I've stuck up pictures of my favourite film actors and actresses. It's a lot better now. Margot and Mother are a bit better now too. Yesterday, Mother cooked some soup for the first time, but she went downstairs to talk and forgot all about it. The beans were burnt black, and we couldn't get them out of the pot. Last night, the 4 of us went down to the private office to listen to the news from the BBC in England on the radio. I was so frightened that I asked Father to take me back upstairs. I thought someone might hear it. We have to be very quiet at night. Friday, the 14th of August, 1942. I haven't written for a month now, but not much has happened. The Van Daans arrived a day early, on July the 13th. The Germans were calling up a lot of people, and they thought it was safer to come early. Peter, their son, is a shy boy of almost 16. I don't think he will be a very interesting friend. We all share our meals now, and after 3 days we began to feel like one big family. The Van Daans told us a lot of news. People think we are escaping to Switzerland, although one woman says that an army lorry took us away in the middle of the night. And another family say that they saw all 4 of us riding on our bikes early one morning. Friday, the 21st of August, 1942. Now our secret annex is really secret. Mr. Kugler has built a bookcase over our little entrance. It opens like a door. It's a beautiful day outside, nice and hot. We can still enjoy it, lying on a bed in the attic. Monday, the 21st of September, 1942. Mrs. Van Daan is awful. She says that I talk too much. She won't save food in a dish. She leaves it in the cooking pot so that it gets spoilt. And she doesn't do any washing up. Mr. Clayman brings me books to read, and I've begun my schoolwork. I'm working hard at French, and Peter is learning English. Pim, our name for father, wants me to help him with his Dutch lessons. He makes terrible mistakes. He and I are also working on our family history and drawing our family tree, so I am learning about all my relations. Mrs. Van Daan walked into the room just now. I shut the diary quickly. Anne, can't I just look at it? No, Mrs. Van Daan. Just the last page? No, not even the last page, Mrs. Van Daan. I nearly died. That page was full of rude things about her. Sunday, the 27th of September, 1942. Mother and I had a discussion today, but I burst into tears. I can't help it. Daddy is always nice to me, and he understands me much better. I feel that Mother and I are like strangers to each other. Mrs. Van Daan is in a bad mood and is locking all her things up. She thinks that I am spoilt and always says, "If Anne was my daughter." I'm glad that I'm not. Tuesday, the 29th of September, 1942. Try to imagine this. We haven't got a bathroom, so we all take our water away to wash in different places. Peter goes in the office kitchen, which has a glass door. Mr. Van Daan carries his hot water upstairs so that he can be private. Mrs. Van Daan hasn't had a bath yet. She can't decide which is the best place for it. Father goes into the private office and Mother into the kitchen. Margot and I share the front office. We close the curtains and wash ourselves there in the dark. On Wednesday, someone was doing repairs in the office downstairs. We couldn't use the toilet or use water all day. Father and I found a suitable pot which we could all use as a toilet. We had to sit still all day and not say a word. That was the most difficult thing for me.